Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle a really big topic, the face and neck lift. Our goal here is to cut through all that confusing medical jargon and lay it all out in a way that's super clear and easy to understand. So let's just dive right in.
So, maybe you've been looking in the mirror lately, thinking about a bit of a refresh. But what does that journey really look like? I mean, from start to finish. It's definitely more than just a single procedure, right? Well, today we're going to walk through the whole thing, from the very first thoughts to what you can expect from the final results.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about the why. What are the things people start noticing that get them thinking about something like a face or neck lift in the first place? This is what usually sparks that first conversation with a doctor.
As we get older, it's not just about the surface level wrinkles. The real change happens deeper. Thanks to gravity, genetics, and just losing that youthful collagen, the actual soft tissues in our face start to, well, descend. And that's what creates the things you see here. Jowls, where your jawline isn't as sharp as it used to be, some sagging in the cheeks, and of course the neck is a big one. That looser skin, sometimes called a turkey neck, or those vertical bands. These are the core reasons, the fundamental why people start to explore their options.
Right, so once you've identified these things that are bothering you, the next question is pretty obvious. Okay, so what can I do about it? Let's take a look at the whole landscape of treatment options out there.
Now, this is a really important distinction to get. Think of it like this. Non-surgical things like fillers are fantastic for surface-level touch-ups. They're like replumping the pillows on a couch. But a face and neck lift? That's about rebuilding the frame of the couch itself. When the underlying structure has started to sag, you need to address that foundation. And that's where surgery comes in, to provide a real, long-lasting correction that temporary treatments just can't.
All right, let's pull back the curtain and talk about the surgical solution itself. What actually happens during a face and neck lift? I promise it's not as mysterious or as intimidating as it might sound.
So a facelift, the technical term is rhythedicoplasty, is all about the lower part of your face. We're talking cheeks, jowls, that whole jawline. Then the neck lift, or cervicoplasty, takes care of everything below the chin. Now, why are they done together so often? Simple. Your face and neck are a team. They age together. So treating them at the same time is what gives you that really smooth, natural, harmonious look. You don't want a clear line where one part looks refreshed and the other doesn't, right?
This right here, this is the secret sauce of a modern facelift. It is not just about pulling the skin tight. That's old school thinking. The real work, the magic, happens underneath. Surgeons go deeper and tighten the underlying tissues, something called the SMAS in your face and the platysma muscle in your neck. Think of it like you're restoring the structural support, the scaffolding of the building first. After that's solid, you gently redrape the skin over that new, improved contour and remove any excess. That's how you get a result that looks totally natural and lasts for years, not that tight wind tunnel look.
Okay, time for a reality check. With any medical procedure, there's a flip side to the coin. You've got the benefits you're hoping for, and you've got the risks. It is absolutely crucial to go in with your eyes wide open, understanding both sides of the equation. So what's the payoff? Well, it's really about reversing those specific signs we talked about at the beginning. We're talking about getting that sharper, more defined jawline back, smoothing out the neck, and softening those deep folds. The biggest win for most people, though, is achieving a long-lasting result that just makes you look rested and refreshed. Not obviously done. We've seen the potential upsides. But to have the complete picture, you have to look at the other side. Understanding the potential risks is just as important, because being fully informed is absolutely key to making the right decision for you. Let's break this down into two groups. First, you have the common stuff. And honestly, these are less like risks and more just an expected part of the healing process. You're going to have some bruising, some swelling, and a bit of numbness and tightness. Now, in the less common but more serious category, you have things like a hematoma, which is a collection of blood under the skin that needs to be dealt with right away. Things like nerve injury or infection are also possible. Look, these are rare, especially when you're in the hands of a great surgeon, but they are real. And that's exactly why following all those post-op instructions isn't just a suggestion, it's critical. The surgery itself is really just day one. The true story unfolds during recovery. That's where the results really take their final shape. So what does that journey look like?
This is a pretty good roadmap for what healing looks like. In those first couple of weeks, you'll see most of the major swelling and bruising go way down. Most people feel ready to head back to a desk job then. Give it another week or two, and you can usually get back to more physical activities. But the final result?
that takes time. Over the next 3 to 6 months, any lingering numbness will fade and all the swelling will fully resolve. That's when you see that final, polished outcome. So the big takeaway here is, patience is your best friend.
And to make sure that recovery goes as smoothly as possible, you've got to follow the rules. These are the big ones. Sleeping with your head propped up is a game changer for swelling. No heavy lifting for about a month. Be meticulous with your wound care. And this is huge, keep your scars out of the sun for several months. Oh, and instead of twisting your neck, just turn your whole body. Little things like these make an enormous difference.
Okay, this might be the single most important concept to wrap your head around for the long haul. A facelift is like hitting a reset button. It effectively turns back the clock. But, and this is key, it doesn't stop the clock. The clock keeps ticking. So you will continue to age, but the cool thing is you'll be aging from a much more youthful starting point.
And that really brings us to our final thought. It's a long-lasting result, for sure, but it's not a magical end to aging. And knowing that, it really makes you think, right? It's about a reset, not a freeze frame. What does that mean for you and what you're hoping to achieve? Definitely some food for thought. Thank you so much for joining me today.